Okay, my other trick for factoring is the difference of squares. And this one, I think you've probably seen before, and you might have even used this word or this terminology before, difference of squares, in Algebra 1, but maybe not. So we'll see it here anyway. Okay, a difference of squares. Here's my example. X squared minus 16. Now you'll notice for differences of squares, you'll have a binomial without a middle term. So you're always, if you have a difference of squares, you'll have an x squared term and you'll have your constant. And it's a difference, meaning there's subtraction. Subtraction is happening between those two terms. Okay, difference of squares. Square again is our clue that maybe both parts are perfect squares. And 16 is a perfect square. 16 is 4 squared. X squared is a perfect square. It's x squared. Okay, now let's see. I know I have an x and a 4. Well, how am I going to put these factors together so that my middle term cancels out? Because keep in mind, if I end up multiplying this back out, I need to get x squared minus 16, which means I need to end up with 0 x's in the middle. Well, one of the ways that can happen is if I have my x's and my 4's here, but with opposite signs. X plus 4 times x minus 4. Because now if I multiply this out, I'd have x squared minus 4x plus 4x minus 16. My x's cancel out here. Negative 4x plus 4x, leaving me x squared minus 16. So to factor our differences of squares, where we have a binomial, no middle term here, our trick is to figure out what squared gives us each. What squared gives us a, or our first term, what squared gives us our c value, and then they're the same thing. Each factor is the same, but the opposite sign in the middle. Okay, let's do another one real quick. What if I had 9x squared minus 25? Well, I noticed right away I have a binomial. I don't have the middle term. There's subtraction. Let's see if this works. If I have perfect squares. Well, 25 is 5 squared. And 9x squared is 3x squared. Because 3 squared is 9, x squared is our x squared. Okay, let's put this together. Our factors for this. I'm going to have 3x plus 5. And then the same factor again, but opposite sign in the middle. 3x plus 5, 3x minus 5. Might as well do one more for good measure here. If I had, let's see, 8x squared minus 50. Ooh, well, okay. I have a binomial. I don't have a middle term. I have subtraction. But 50 is not a perfect square, and neither is 8. But, well, hey, they're both even numbers. Let's try factoring out a 2. 2 times 4x squared minus 25. There we go. Because now I have a binomial. No middle term. I have subtraction in the middle. 4 is a perfect square, or 4x is a perfect square. 2x squared. 25 is 5 squared. So we put our pieces together, we get 2x plus 5, 2x minus 5, same thing, same factor, but opposite signs in the middle. Don't forget to bring that 2 down that we'd factored out originally though. So our final factorization would be 2 times 2x plus 5 times 2x minus 5.